enchiladas, but you can substitute chicken for it if you want to. So let's get started. Okay, so this is called an Anaheim chili, okay? I'm just gonna cut off the top here and take off a total utilization of product for me. gotta use it, every bit of it. And then I do take the seeds out of here because they can be kind of hot, you know, and spicy. So take these out of here real quick. Like, there we go. And I'm gonna just cut up this whole entire Anaheim chili pretty small. And the reason why is because I don't want big chunks of Anaheim chilies in the filling here, okay? So just run your knife through. I'm just gonna turn this the other direction because it usually works better to go this direction here. Well, it is August and it is almost school time. Everybody back to school time, getting all them supplies and doing all the things that go along with that. Whether you're a grandparent or whether you're a parent or maybe you're even a student, right? Okay. And it's time to get back to school. But it has been warm out. There's been lots of fires in the Northwest, right? And but we are cooling off a bit here. But anyways, talking about heat, this dish is not that hot, okay? It's not going to be very spicy. And I'm not making my enchilada sauce the traditional way. This is kind of like an Americanized version. And the reason why is because I actually don't really like the enchilada sauce that's made with chiles because it's a little bit grainy for me when I eat it. And so I actually have my base as a tomato sauce instead because I like the smoothness of the tomato sauce that from that. And so you should try this recipe because this is probably not going to be the type of recipe that you're going to get off of an authentic Mexican person, okay? So this is a lot of fun. You can have these at parties, you know. You can, because it's easy to put in the oven and warm up, you know. You don't have to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. You can make it ahead of time. Pull it out when you want to, put it in the oven, which is nice. And it's always a lovely winner for children. They love enchiladas, okay? So I have all these cut up. So one whole entire Anaheim chili, okay, goes into this enchiladas that we're making. So, and then I'm going to also chop up some onions here. And so we're going for about a cup of onion here. So I'm gonna set that right like so. And just run your knife through here. And we're gonna try to get these kind of small as well, these onions. Makes it easy and it's fun. I love chopping. Very therapeutic, right? I love practicing my knife skills all the time because it's good for me. Get in the kitchen and do some exercise. Don't go to a convenience store and get a bunch of product that isn't healthy for you, okay? Make it yourself. Homemade, right, is always the best because then you know exactly what is in your food and it's made fresh, right? And it's so much more healthy for you all the way around. And your DNA gets in it instead of somebody else's DNA, right? You know. Then I'm also going to dice up 4 cloves of garlic, okay? And remember, with garlic, you slice, okay, and thinly. And then after you slice thinly, you're going to then mince it further, okay? So just cut up these into small pieces here. And wipe off your knife, run it together again using your blade, and make these as small as you possibly can, okay? So mincing is the smallest possible cuts that you make in the kitchen, okay? And there we go. All right, we've got this done here. Okay, so these go right in here. This is called my mise en place bowl here for today. And I'm not going to use all of it. I'm going to use all of it in the sauce and the filling, but I'm not going to use it all in one filling or one of the tomato sauce, enchilada sauce that I'm making, okay? So let's take this over here. Let me wipe my hands off a little bit here. Come on over here to the stove top with me. And let me turn on a little bit of light on the subject here and here as well. Okay, there we go. Lights, camera, action, right? All right, so let's go ahead and put some oil in here. I've already heated up the pan just a tad bit, you know, about 5 on the dial. You know, the safest amount of temperature to turn your oven on or your stovetop is, you know, in the medium range. High is usually not a good idea ever, okay? So we're going to put some of these vegetables in here, and I'm going to show you how much here. So we're going to put in not very much of the onion, just about 2 scoops here. So about 3 tablespoons of onions here. 3 tablespoons of onions here, okay? And then we're also going to put in a clove of garlic, okay? And then about 2 teaspoons of the Anaheim chilies, okay? So there we go. We're gonna just cook this up here. So let's put our 1 pound of ground beef, okay? Goes right in there. And we gotta break this apart. I hate this part. Breaking apart the ground beef. I don't like it, but somebody's gotta do it. They have those really nice things that you can smash, but it actually scratches your pan. So the only real safe tools to use in a non-stick pan are plastic spoons or silicone spoons, things that don't scratch, you know. So if you want to keep your pans good, you have to make sure that you treat them good, right? So I'm going to actually put in some cumin. A half of a teaspoon of cumin goes in here, okay? And then I'm also going to put in a teaspoon of chili powder, okay? And I made this myself, right? Why buy it at the store when you can make it yourself, right? So that goes in here. We need to put a little bit of salt and pepper in here as well. So let's get out our salt here. So we're going for a half of a teaspoon of salt, not very much, and then a half of a teaspoon of pepper as well. All right, so there's that actually wasn't quite a half a teaspoon. There we go. Okay, so let's just chop up this a little bit more. Get it going in here. And getting these all cooked up and nice. This is going to be our filling for our enchiladas. And you can use corn tortillas, okay? Most people do use corn tortillas. Flour tortillas is more an American thing. Or you can use flour tortillas, okay? So anyways, I'm going to use flour tortillas because I like them more. I don't like the grittiness. I'm like that. I have a little bit of an aversion to gritty type textures. I'm not sure why. I just don't like them. And so cornmeal is a little bit that way for me, and it also breaks apart. It's not very glutinous. So they easily break apart, and I don't like that when I'm making enchiladas either. So, okay, it's time to assemble. Make sure that all of the pink gets out of the ground beef, because ground beef has a tendency to cause foodborne illnesses if you keep any of the pink in there, okay? So I have 6 tortillas that I'm going to be putting this in. Hopefully I'll be able to make 6. We'll have to see. Use a slotted spoon and keep the pan juices in here, okay? Do not throw away that flavor there, okay? Do not do that. And here we go. So put a little bit of meat on there, and then about 2 tablespoons of cheese. And then we're just gonna toss on a little bit of chili sauce, or excuse me, chili powder on here. Okay, and then we're just gonna roll these up, fold them, fold them, fold them, in here, and there, and around. Okay, this goes right in here. Okay, next one. Okay, like I said, don't get rid of the pan juices because we're gonna use that on the sauce, okay? Alrighty, there we go. And then cheese, 2 tablespoons worth of cheddar cheese goes right on here. A little bit of chili powder. Okay, and then wrap it up. This guarantees that the chili powder sauce or interior is going to shine through, you know, and the flavor is going to come out, okay? So let's do one more here. This is the process of doing this. It's kind of fun. Just like in an assembly line here. Alrighty, and then roll this one up, flatten, flatten, and tuckaroo there. Okay, one more here. Okay, this is my 4th one. I don't know, it might just make 5. We'll have to see here. Okay, and then, ooh, don't forget chili powder. There we go, and roll it. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Yeah, get out of here. Okay, there's another one. Okay, number 5. Yeah, I think we're only gonna be able to get 5 out of this. Sorry, you guys, but it is what it is. Okay, all right. So all this pan juice, keep for the sauce, okay, that we're gonna be making. That goes on top. Cheese right on here, okay, and my chili powder. There we go. And then roll it up here. And I'm almost done here. Thanks for being patient. And this can go right in here as well. So we have 5 of these in here, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and begin the enchilada sauce, and I'll see you in a second. Well, it's time to make the enchilada tomato sauce that goes on the enchiladas today, American version, right? So I have a 1/2 cup of the Anaheim chilies that we cut earlier, and then 1/2 cup of the onion, and then probably about 3 garlic cloves. So let's put these in here. Yum. We're gonna saute these. The pan juices are still in there, okay? So that's why I didn't use any oil, okay? It's not always good to combine oil and tomato sauce as they separate, okay? So let's grab a little spatula here and stir this around here. I've got this on medium heat. So we're just gonna saute these until they're ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and add in all of my 1 tablespoon of chili powder. Okay, that goes right in there. And then I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of cumin. Okay, so that's gonna go right in here as well. Didn't quite get the right amount out there. Okay, then I'm gonna put in teaspoon of oregano. Okay, so that's going to go right in here as well. Okay, and then we're just going to saute these down, and then we're going to add in our tomato sauce. Of course, I use the organic kind that's healthier for you. Okay, so we're getting this all ready to go here. There we go. And let's see this. We have to add in some salt and pepper as well. So. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, looking good. Looking good here. Okay. So 1 teaspoon of salt goes in here. Okay. 1 teaspoon of salt, and then we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Alright. Smelling good already. I love this dish. Alright. My students really like this dish a lot. Okay. So It's not the authentic way, but it is the dual way that where everybody likes the flavors. So I like it. You're gonna have to try it. Okay, so here we got our onions and Anaheim chilies and then our garlic. As you can see, it's sauteing quite nicely. Okay, so we're gonna add in our tomato sauce here, the whole entire can. Okay, add that in there, and then after we add that in, let's stir that in real quickly. I want that to drip everywhere. Okay, let's so this is going to be, it's so good. Even though it has the chunky vegetables on it, it's so healthy for you. It's so good. This whole entire dish is good for you. Hardly any fat. Okay, so we're going to now add in about a half of a can of, this is 15 ounces, so about 8 ounces of water, okay? So try to get all of the tomato sauce off of the side of the can, okay? And then we're just going to let this simmer for about 10 minutes. Here we go, sauce is ready. So it should look a deep red like this when you're done. Ooh, wow, look at all those in there. Look at all those vegetables in there. So you're just gonna take this and pour it over your enchiladas, okay? And it has to get over all of the tortillas, okay? Got some more over here that needs to go in there. Some along the side here. Some along this side over here. And this side over there. And there we go. Time to put the cheese on. About 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese goes on here. Makes it taste good. It melts all in there. So this goes into the oven at 350 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes, you know. I'll be back here after this is done out of the oven and we're gonna try this. You know what time it is now? Time to get this enchiladas out of the oven. So here we go. Oh, wow, look at those. Woo! Come and look at that. Wow. Get out our tool here. Woo! Let's turn that off. Otherwise, you will not like the buzzer going off there. Let's go ahead and get one of these out of here. But this is hot, so I'm gonna have to watch it because, woo! Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to put on all my toppings. So I made some guacamole. My own guacamole. So I'm gonna put that right on there, and then we're gonna put some, this is homemade salsa too, so I got my salsa in there, and I've got my ranch dressing that I made too. All of these are homemade. I'll have to do videos on how to make these maybe someday. Let's put a little bit of ranch dressing on top. Set these aside real quick. And then let's chomp into this, okay? And here we go. Be careful though, I do not want to get a burned mouth here. Delicious. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell and give it a thumbs up.